Welcome to Season 12, Episode 15 of the Young Hearts Run Free podcast. This one is entitled Next Stop, Tokyo. Stevie Boy, how are you doing?
I am all right, John. Thank you. Thank you
Good,
very much.
good. It's a wee change from the rest of the season's intros, in which Stevie Boy has done that task, but tonight Stevie Boy is the guest, and I am the host and the interviewer. So, as you'll know, dear listeners, season 12 has been all about turning Japanese. And on the 2nd of March 2025, Stevie Boy shall be dancing around the streets of Tokyo. So, we're going to spend the next half hour, 40 minutes, something like that, seeing all about how the preparations have been, what the plans are, and just seeing a bit of a general chit chat about all things Japanese. So,
Yes, we
it will
are.
not it will not be your conventional pre-marathon chat, because we're Young Hearts Run Free and we didn't roll like that. We're unconventional. So let me go for, what are you most looking forward to, Stephen, about running in Tokyo?
Unusual to start on a running question, John.
Hmm.
Caught me off guard there on this running podcast. I think a couple of things, if it's okay. One is just taking part in a big city marathon in a city that I've never been to before. So new sights, new sounds, new people, new experiences.
It's a, there's different cultures and subcultures in places that we've been. Even like, I'm just talking about, we've been together, we've been to London, we've been to Berlin, and we're talking about marathon majors. And London's different from Perth and Auchterarder, right? Berlin's different again, but they're European cities and you get a handle on that. But to be going to Japan, which I think is on most people's list of wishes of places to visit in their lifetime, to be going there just to visit the country and the culture and the scran that I can imagine, but to be going there to run not just a marathon, but your sixth major, it's almost like a crescendo of joy, running joy, isn't it? It's a biggie, isn't it? That's what I'm trying to say. It's a biggie.
It is a biggie for me personally, for all those reasons and more. And I'm lucky, I'm really lucky that I can get to go do these things, that I'm in a position and I'm supported to have the opportunity, let me get that in there first this week, John, to go to far-flung destinations and do something that I mostly love doing. We all have our little moments where we go, fuck running. Did we say we wouldn't swear?
No,
That's okay.
I think we've smashed that barrier
Yeah,
totally.
so you're there doing something, meeting people with people as well who are of the same ilk.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah, sorry, on you go.
But the whole part that you were saying there, John, about the cultural differences between Europe and Asia and Japan and stuff, that ticks a lot of my boxes. I'm an inquisitive bugger, and I'll be like, look at the windies here. They're different to the windies at home. Look at the street lamps. Oh, and so I look forward to all those little nuances that you spot. Oh, look at the curbs.
Well, you know what? You might be having a bit of a jest. I don't think you are. I think you are. But the architecture is different in different places you go. Even like, I'm always one of these people that say, remember to look up, because a lot of the time we're just looking straight in front of us or looking down.
Mm-hmm.
But the architecture in some places is quite amazing. And I think in Japan, it'll be different again. There's so many different things. And I've heard so many different things that people have ticked the box to do in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And also just some of the things you see on social media that places people have visited when they've been in Japan. How long are you there? You maybe have to go for about 3 months to satisfy all these cravings.
So certainly, and the more that you get into the planning phase, the more you realise how rich a country it is in terms of unique experiences, and you're only really going to be able to scratch the surface, and no do it justice by hearing about on the Shinkansen. That's the bullet train, John. To here, there, and everywhere. So concentrating the efforts on Tokyo, Greater Tokyo, to some degree, which you immerse yourself into that metropolis, rather than you've got Kyoto and Osaka and Hiroshima. Hiroshima. Maybe edit that bit out because I fell on my words.
Yeah,
Do you know? And you've got the interior and stuff like that, and you start going, oh, could do that, could do that, could do that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We've got 9 days.
Nine days.
There's about 90 days worth of
exactly.
unique things to do there. So
I'm wondering, actually, there will be people who do this. They'll batter in for the weekend, do the marathon on their way up the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I understand that people might have a time constraint to do that, but I think you're quite right to try and get there for as long as you can. But 10 days is a good side. I mean, when do you fly out?
Wednesday. It's Monday today. Wednesday.
So you fly out Wednesday. Do you arrive on Thursday? What time do you arrive? Tokyo time?
Tea time, Tokyo. That's about 5, 6 o'clock Japan time, but it's 9 hours plus.
Right. So is that 5 tea time Wednesday Japan time?
No, Thursday.
Thursday Japan time, 5 o'clock you land.
Yes.
The marathon's on the Sunday, so there's a couple of days to adjust.
But no, I don't know how that travel will go. I'm not a bad long haul flyer. Not exactly a dab hand at it either. No, it's not something that I do every year.
And what's the script way? Sorry, I've got a number of questions that are just in my head. Do you know how many people take part in the Tokyo Marathon? How many starters do they have?
I think it's like mid-40s,
right?
45, about 45,000.
And what's the process? I said before, we've been to Berlin, we've been to London. They were a wee bit different, expos and all that sort of stuff. What's the script with Tokyo?
Expo, pick up your race number. I think it's open on Thursday, but we didn't make it in time to make it to the expo on Thursday, if you see what I mean. So we're planning to do that on the Friday.
Mm-hmm. With regards to start, I don't know if it's a start-finish areas in the same place, if it's a loop, or if it's point to point. My main question is, where is your digs?
Our digs is in a part of Tokyo called Ginza, and it's near to the finish, but no near the start.
And have they got shuttle buses organised in that?
No, I think they rely on, like London does, relies on the
trains,
mass transport system to get you your options to the start line, which is, I think the start line's in Shinjuku, which is a different part of Tokyo.
So like different regions or schemes. They'll not call them schemes. They'll not call them schemes, but I ken what I mean. You come for your lesson, man. If you're going to tell us, you got to be careful. It's like the Warriors.
Aye, so there's that. So we need to navigate from where our digs are to the start line on Sunday morning.
And is it the same as London? If you've got your bib number on, free train travel?
Actually, don't know.
Just tell them it is.
Aye, well, they'll probably see it's me and just
aye,
and you come back.
That's what first class can be Sam. Cool. Okay. I want to go back actually because we spoke about there's so many things that you'd want to do. Out of your list of things that maybe you'll catalogue in some sort of social media vibe,
Maybe.
what's your top two not running, your top two attractions
Ooh.
looking forward to?
So one is we're doing a day tour to Mount Fuji.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that will be quite an iconic thing to do. Hopefully it's no cloudy.
Mm.
Then it'll be less than iconic. Yeah, doing that, and we're doing the Mario Kart experience.
Heard you speak about that on David
Uh,
Taylor's West Coast Ultrapod, which I recommend people go and listen to. That episode. It's
yes,
really good. So
yeah.
that'll be puts the willies up me, that in, man. Going about in a Mario Kart in Japan. Just I don't know what the streets are like, what the roads are like in Japan, but I imagine busy, like
Aye.
crazy busy, and you're going about dressed up and as a costume like Mario or Luigi or whatever the other characters are. But great
Mm-hmm.
fun.
So,
And
like, I don't
I
know if
spoke.
you've ever been to another city and you've done anything like go on an e-scooter or anything with a helmet on or
Mm,
stuff like that.
mm,
If you've
so
ever done anything like that, you can sometimes go a wee bit gung-ho on holidays.
especially if you've sampled the local beverages. You gotta be careful with all that stuff, man.
You're no jumping on an e-scooter after 3 glasses of vino, that's for sure. Hope no, anyway. You could dice them with death.
No, if you're sensible, these e-scooters are quite nippy.
Oh, they are. Aye, I'll
And
be
you
avoiding
forget
the
and you
e-scooters.
and you forget how loose you get with your thumbs after a few beers. And
Anyway,
I went on one of these the things that in Holland they cycle about and it's like 8 or 10 are cycling and you can hear a beer.
oh yeah, it's sort of the beer bike thing.
Aye, that can go a bit skew with, but at
Mm-hmm.
least they're big and they're a decent size,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I'm imagining these Mario Kart things, they're no, so. But anyway, I'm sure there's tens of thousands, if not millions of people, visitors to Tokyo have taken part in these, and I'm sure it'd be brilliant. It'd
Yeah,
be a
so
great laugh.
that's a couple of non-running things, amongst other things that might end up not being my top two experiences
Mhm.
by the time I come back, because I like a surprise.
Exactly. And I've only asked you what you're looking forward to. It might be
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that is just on the list that you like
Yes.
best. But I did speak to Paul Stoddy Stoddart, and he was talking about there's a process you've got to go through to be able to drive a vehicle, to even to
Uh-huh.
drive the Mario Kart. It's not just a case of just rock up and do it. Everything you've got to fill in forms and
Why?
licenses and all that sort of stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah. I've got my international driver's license that I managed to track down eventually.
did you make it your work?
It was, have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Honestly, it's like this thing for the days gone by. So you get it for a pay point place.
All right, okay.
Like no for the post office or anything like that. It's almost like the DVLA have went, who can we get this today? Because it's a bit of a pain in the arse. And
Aye.
PayPoint have says, oh, we'll do it. I'll tick your boxes. And you go in and then you get issued this little almost cardboard foldy thing that they print stick your photo in and stamp it with
Like
an actual stamp.
the old trifold 1 year passport you used to get type thing. Aye. Or a
Exactly that.
just a holiday passport, even though if it lasted for a year. Can't make the
It,
country
it,
for 10 days.
it's just like that, and it's just like it's kids' play. It's like it's a
Mm.
fakey driving license, and yet that's what you need. If you've not got that, it costs £5.50 for the pay point. But guess how much my passport photos cost me?
What's that? 80 quid or something.
No, I could sell doing your arse.
No, that's a passport, isn't it?
My passport photos, kind of used to get done at the back of boots.
Aye.
Like I got them done in Timpsons,
Okay.
12.99.
I just do it myself, man. But what do you make out of paper? That glossy paper. bit of that. You get a template off the government website, and we all trust the government, and then they just print it out, batter it in. There you go.
Billy Big Boots here, I was like, oh, 12.99.
Plenty dough, man. Plenty dough.
Aye, right. Anyway.
I had to turn my red eyes. I had to make them black. It's like the eyes will see in your soul, man. Get a big black dot on my passport. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'll get stopped the next time I'm leaving the country.
Again. So yeah, so that's one of the things that we're doing is Mario Karting on a Mickey Mouse bloody passport thing, driving license.
See, the experiences have started already. Now, back to running a wee bit.
Yes.
And I've been checking, well, we spoke about previously on previous episodes about how your trainings went and how it's been, but we're now at the business end.
Mm-hmm.
How would you summarise your training in the last, well, there's not been a 16-week training block, which most folk would probably think about for a marathon. How has it been for you? Give us a summary.
In a word, consistent.
Mm-hmm.
It's went as well as I could have expected it, and then I've not been giving it too much thought, just been getting it done. I didn't sit down and make a detailed plan for 16 weeks. I've just built up the distance and intensity gradually over 16 weeks, and it seems to have went well. I've had quite a lot of distractions in my personal life, as you know, John, and I've spoken about. So it's actually been more of a focus, just to focus on something else. That it's almost been like essential, but no way thinking about the goal at being the marathon, just to help cope with things that have been going on. So it's organically kind of happened, and I've kind of just went with it. No. Okay.
So consistent, but adding on miles, getting longer runs in, as you would do.
I may have longer midweek runs, long weekend runs. Look back at my training block, and it's definitely consistent, especially since Christmas time. The 8 weeks or so have been really, really good. So I've not got any qualms there in terms of how my training blocks went.
But no specific training strategies, just what you've described.
Dead loose, John, like six times a week out, one rest day. Those 6 sessions would be 3 at sort of easy pace, shall we say. Then, 2 at easy pace. So an average week would be Monday, like a steady hour. Yeah. Tuesday would be some kind of tempo session, intervals. So sometimes kilometre interval, sometimes 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, round the inch or something like that. Something that's getting a bit of speed in my legs. Wednesday, another steady run. Thursday would be like hill reps. So something to get some hills in. Rest day on a Friday, long run on a Saturday morning, recovery run on a Sunday. Perfect. And no always in that order, but kind of in that order. But generally, so that's the 6 sessions a week.
Yep.
And cool. That's it, with a gradual increase in distance and intensity.
And how are you feeling? Are you feeling fit and well?
I'm feeling fit enough. I'm probably not feeling fast. I've probably not done quite enough speed work within my long runs to feel totally fleet of foot. But I'm feeling fit enough for the distance, and I think at the start of the training block, that was my number one aim, was to be in good condition to enjoy the experience.
Yeah, we always talk about that, being fit on the start line in a good place.
And know to be fit and ready to bust my records. That wasn't, because it was with the long trip out there and things. it's almost not been front and foremost in my mind at all. It's just be in good enough condition that you can get around and then enjoy the experience. It's not going to be purgatory it's
Yeah.
been in the past. So yeah,
Have you got stickers to take with you?
honours.
Good.
I got an aid package dropped off at my workplace by a good friend of mine. I'll not say his name because he would get embarrassed. And that has been gratefully received.
Good. Tokyo better watch itself.
It's going to
Okay.
get absolute peppered. So but wait, you mentioned something there, John, and I'm in taper just now, and I've got all the usual aches and pains.
Mm-hmm.
I must say, and I'm not feeling it magical, shall we say? But I know that how the mind works at these stages. But I've got a couple of wee niggles that are giving me a wee bit of cause for concern. Is
Ah,
that
that's
almost
good.
inevitable?
Yeah. I know when they go to Boston and Chicago and they have these wee sort of organised shakeout runs.
Yeah.
It's a day before and that. Is Tokyo got
Mhm.
similar?
There is a few things that you can sign up for. I must say, I don't think the marathon, it's obviously a big event that's taking place in a big city and stuff, but
Hmm.
the way that the route's managed, and also it's the youngest of the six as well in terms of how many years it's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't quite, I think it's maybe because the city's so huge. They're like that. Oh, what's that going on? So there'll be some folks saying, what the fuck's going on there? And
Mm.
somebody will say, oh, it's the marathon weekend. They're like, is it? Didn't even get it. Never seen that before. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think the maturity of the event and how renowned it is in Tokyo as a takeover of the city, like London marathon takeover, Boston completely takeover, um, New York, you ken the marathons going on, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Chicago, it's and same with Berlin, maybe with Tokyo, I'm not quite getting the same feeling at the whole Aubrey's all in.
Yeah. Because it's a big place, man. Well,
Yeah, and I even see videos of it for past years, and it's no exactly throngs of people for the whole route.
yeah.
We'll
Um,
see. Well,
the
maybe Ken,
route.
I'm coming and that will change things.
Oh, exactly. The route itself. London finishes at the Mall. Um, Berlin sort of starts and finishes at the Brandenburg Gate area, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So, but
Tiergarten.
Tokyo, is it flat, undulating, point to point? Does it start and finish in famous places that I would know?
I think it starts near some skyscrapers, I think, or high-rise flats, multis,
Hmm.
say, like Market Court or Pomerium Flats or something in Perth.
I can visualize it now.
So quite imposing, you know, buildings. And it finishes near the Imperial Palace
Oh, that sounds very grand.
and just in front of the Tokyo Station, which is quite a famed facade. It's got quite a famed facade. So it certainly finishes in more visually striking places than it starts, I think.
Mm. And what about elevation
That's pretty
gain?
flat. Nah, it's pretty flat. It's not got any real bumps to concern. No, like Boston or New York.
Mm.
It's one of I think Berlin's flatter. I think Tokyo is next up after that.
Okay,
It's like
that's good.
300 foot a climb or 26 miles, Ken. It's
Yeah.
negligible.
What about
There is
climate?
one thing before we
Sorry,
go to
when you go.
climate about the course. The course is a bit like manufactured to get it up to 26.2 miles with whilst minimising road closures, it looks like. So there's times where they shoot you up one side of the road and you turn round and run that up back the other. Do you know what I mean? So
Ah,
that means then they're not having to close as many roads as one route snakes its way around the city. So I think that's how that's done. And there's quite a few instances of that. So it
okay.
switchbacks almost,
Yeah.
along
That'd be
that
it.
road for a couple of miles and then back. And then you've got, oh, well, there's 4 miles.
Mm. Okay,
That's the one thing that I noticed.
I've never experienced that in anything.
No,
So
I
that'd be
have.
something different.
I
Was
mind
that no
saying
Malaga? Was
that
Malaga like that?
nah, well, you went round down the seafront, and then back along where you've came. So a wee bit, maybe.
Mm.
I remember doing the Dundee Marathon. It was like the Dram.
Yeah.
That was called Dundee Adventure Marathon or something like that, round Dundee. And they did it in Dundee, but it was up to like a housing scheme for about 800 meters and back out it again. It was like you were dipping your
Flung you
toe.
back out at the sea.
It was just Dundee. I would never advise doing it. It was a bit key. But there you go. Maybe just how I was feeling on that day. So in climate, John, you asked about climate.
Yes.
Being a keen weather watcher as I am.
I was going to say you are very keen on the weather. So what's the script with the humidity or that sort of carry on?
So I've been keeping a close eye on things, especially over the last fortnight when it appears on your weather apps. And February's been quite chilly, quite a lot of sleet and snow in the forecast. And I've been going, oh, come on, temperatures, nick up a wee bit, will you? Anyway, if they've not just sprouted up out of nowhere, right? So it's went for yesterday was 8 degrees. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was 8 degrees. Marathon Sunday, 20 degrees.
Oh, eight
Right?
degrees is warm enough.
And then the Thursday after that we're still there, snow, 9 degrees and snow. So 20 degrees on Marathon Sunday at the moment.
Wow.
There's a ready-made excuse if I need it.
Boiling hot.
Absolutely melting for this Pee Wee Wally Scott. You can see it on my Strava right now.
So you might have been thinking, let's go to kit. You might have been thinking about, I know you've mentioned this before, being a bit chilly at the start of a race,
Mhm.
arm sleeves, whatever it is you're doing, but you might not be,
Yeah,
maybe you do want them in 20 degrees. There's risk of sunburn in that weather, man.
that should
What's
be all right.
what's in the case? What's the kit like, man?
So there's no hellish much in the case to go to Tokyo for 10 days because I intend to fill that case with snacks for bringing home. Right?
Brilliant, man.
So
Brilliant.
pair of big knacks and that's about it. Is going over with me, plus my running kit.
Okay, and what is that running kit? Let's start at shoes. Let's start at shoes.
That the kind of was revealing my kit. I've got a pair of trainers in there. Yep. And a pair of socks and shorts and a top and a buff. That's me.
Is that it, man?
That's it.
Because remember, this goes out on Friday, right?
I will
So
you wait, flip on over to my Instagram to see
tune into Stevie
the
Boy's
Mikey,
socials to see the
the
kit,
Mikey Flatley.
the old Mikey getting revealed on the Saturday night.
No, I've got the vapor flies and the tried and tested stuff. Vapor flies, stand soaks, Ron Hull shorts, new vest,
Of course.
new vest, and Young Hearts Run Free Japanesey Buff. I think that's it, eh?
Short shorts.
Hmm. Like shorts. All
Okay.
be revealed. Just shorts. Just shorts.
And
Get shorts.
tried and trusted waist belt.
Well, the shorts have enough storage in them.
Ah, you got a 360 waist belt on them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Very good.
So I'm hoping that I didn't need to run wear a race belt at all. Can
And that
stash everything on shorts.
that brings me to what you'll be stashing in your shorts for Scran. Is it
Aye.
going gels?
Just gels.
And you transporting them with you? You carrying them with you? You're allowed to do that. You taking a case? Yeah.
Oh
So
aye.
so yeah. Okay. Because
Yes, take an
as you
empty
said,
case.
you'll be
A,
filling
a,
it.
case, a case with 6 gels in it.
What kind of gels? Morton or Precision
Morton.
Hydration?
Morton.
Right. Okay.
Yep. Morton
Cool.
gels. And then on the course you get like isotonic
Mm.
stuff, drink, Picari sweat.
Sure, it'll be good. Be all
All
right.
right. Aye, I've looked at the ingredients and that. I've not tried it. Be fine.
Can you
Um,
drink the tap water in Japan?
oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Somebody could let me know, please, before Friday.
Well, a number of our listeners have been to Japan.
I have.
So if you're listening to this,
Yeah.
get into our socials and Stevie Boy will be.
So aye. So that's
Mm.
the scran. Best of. Let's be honest. We're here for the after party, aren't we?
Well, we can speak about that. We can
I
speak about
like.
that.
There's the race. Like I'll go and enjoy it and as much as I can. I even just mosey around. I don't care. See what way the wind's blowing on the day and tack a punt. The whole thing for me, like I've said already, was putting hee-haw pressure on it just to go and enjoy a completely new experience. So that'll be
So,
what it is.
so that leads me on to think about then personal goals. Have you set any personal goals?
Um, get to the finish line. I'm as relaxed as I've ever been about anything like that. I think life events recently have put a lot into perspective for me, and it's just whatever. I say
Mm.
that kind of no saying, oh, I've got a secret goal, I've got stuff that I'm keeping to myself. You know, if everything feels good and everything's going bra, then fantastico. If no, well, lucky I can be there, eh? So
Exactly. It's a good perspective. And then you've still got a number of days with your pals that you're traveling with as
totally.
well. And for the as you called it, the after party.
And
Um
you did say at the very start, you asked me what my main objectives were and what I was most looking forward to, and it was getting my 6-star medal. That was
yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to getting my hands on.
that's my next question. How
Right.
much does that mean to you? And what does it mean to you?
Um, it probably ends up meaning quite a bit because when I first started running, I never thought in a million years that I would hit a world marathon major 6-star. I had a chance to acquire it. I'm not saying I've not got it yet, so but aye, it means a lot
Mm.
personally, and I think just that dedication that running, but no, that I've put into running because I'm not quite sure how to express it, John. Apologies that I'm
No, it's
slightly
all right.
struggling for the right words, but if you'd said to me in 2000 and when I turned 30, 2005, that by the time you're 50, you'll have done the 6 world marathon majors, I'd be like, aye, right, as we say. Because at that point, I didn't run, and running wasn't even particularly on my radar. I was like, but then that New York Marathon that I did in 2006 kind of changed all that. And and then you start, you know, meeting people, important people, and you get driven on and running starts becoming part of your personality, so to speak.
Definitely. There's a lot of people in the world. There's that famous stat about how many people in the world have run a marathon. It's not a lot when you think about the population of the planet. But there's also a lot of people that'll do a 10K once in their life, a half
Mhm.
marathon once in their life. Definitely a marathon. A lot of people are one and done, and that's it. 6 marathons in 6 major cities, but it's 157.2 miles to get. If you're thinking about it, that's the numbers, 6 times 26.2. But it's probably a couple of thousand miles. When you think of all the training,
Oh, aye.
do you know what I mean? So there's a lot goes into this. So it's a hell of an achievement. And to have done it in these amazing places, you've said a couple of times, you feel lucky to have the
Definitely.
opportunity to do it. But to be at the pinnacle at the end, the sixth, is quite a momentous time. So it's
Yeah.
brilliant just to reflect on that. And I'm sure you'll
And
speak about it a lot with you and
and
Fiona as well, you know?
we definitely will. And there's part of that as well about inspiring the kids.
Definitely.
Seen us do things like that, and then becomes that's normality, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
maybe when I was young, I didn't quite see that as much.
hmm
So
Yeah, especially when you come home with that big dinner plate of a medal, man.
aye, absolutely, that's the kicker, isn't it? So
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, it'll be good. We did switch. Stoddy and I, we ran last Saturday, and we spoke about, we've seen other people do this, taking all their other medals with them just for the photo at the end.
Oh man, you'd be like an Ethiopian up on the podium at the Olympics with all their medals, man. That's Safin Hassan. Can you? Yeah,
Aye,
brilliant.
no, but so when we had the running rants episode, I could see that person with that photo being on the end of a running rant or two. You know,
Yeah.
oh,
No, then no.
look at that fucking complete fan jan.
Every social media profile picture getting changed to the one with the medals.
Oh
Brilliant, man.
man, I mean, bail yourself.
Brilliant.
So
Right,
no, I'm
listen.
looking forward to that.
Right, okay. I'm aware of timings, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you going to take headphones? Are you going to listen to anything whilst running, or will it be a case of maybe's aye, maybe's no?
Maybe it's aye, maybe it's no. I've got my bone conductor things that I've been quite enjoying using. I'll maybe just lash them in the shorts just as an option,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
especially if things didn't pan out that great. For one reason or another, they might know, Ken,
Yeah, yeah,
things have happened to me on runs before and stuff like that. So you kind of, it's almost prepare for all eventualities. And
yeah.
no, 26 miles can be a long walkie.
It can be, and if it turns into there is might be a wee bit of a walk, then you might want to just
No, I
plug someone in. And,
hopefully no, but I think it's always there. And even if it's a case of an inspiration to G up at the end, to have it there as an option if you can. No, I'll have my phone on me um,
mm.
as well. So that's another distraction if life gets shit. Just start doing some running influence and stuff. Figure a few folk.
Start texting folk and that. No, didn't do
Ah,
that.
no,
Didn't
I've
do
done
that.
that before. I've done that before. So anyway,
Okay,
anything at your disposal in the hour of need. So yeah, that's a long way to answer your question.
okay, that's cool. Do you have a song that you'd like to add to the playlist at this moment in time?
Aye, I think I do. I've got a couple of songs. One, I want to thank somebody and put a song on the Japan playlist that we have. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
and it was by a band called Tokyo Ska Paradise.
Think. Yeah, yeah.
Was it Alan O'Rourke? He
Yes, it
said that.
was. Yes, it
Was it?
was. Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
And tell you what, Tokyo Ska Paradise have become a bit of a favourite in
Brilliant.
general because their other stuff as
Well,
well is rather fantastical.
let's say a massive thank you to Alan O'Rourke, and we'll add that in as the play out music of this episode.
It is, but like that's just one of their songs. So
Mm-hmm.
the one that he put in was one of their songs. I've since found this other song that is
All
just
right.
as
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's called Stomping on Downbeat Alley. Right.
Okay.
So that is going to be your play out music, John, for today. It's a cracker.
Brilliant.
I'm wondering when Tokyo Ska Paradise are, sorry, Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra, to give them their full
Aye.
name, are going to be in the UK touring because I'd definitely go and see them.
Why
Thanks,
not?
Alan.
Why not? Yeah. Thank you very much, Alan. Alan's got great musical tastes. Thank you very much for sharing that one, Alan. Okay. Well, I've got a few phrases I'm going to throw your way, Stevie Boy, from the Young
Okay.
Heart Frumpy listeners to you. The first one is Jiyu ni Hashiru, and that means, translated to English, run free. Okay?
Okay.
The second one is Ganbat te kudasai, and that means good luck. The final one I'm going to give to you is Boni to Tataku, and that means slap the bonnet. So, if at some point you're needing a wee lift, Boni to Tataku, and that means slap the bonnet, and that will see you good. But I am sure I speak on behalf of every one of our thousands of listeners that we wish you the very, very best of luck, not just for the marathon, but to have a great cultural experience and embrace it. It's a trip of a lifetime, and it's going to be brilliant. I'm feeling a wee bit emotional, actually. I wasn't expecting to feel that, but you're going on a trip to have an awesome time with some of the best pals that you've made, and you're going to have a great crack. So I wish you all the best. Hey, Abella.
Thank you, John, and thank you everybody for following along our little season theme with Japan. All will come to a conclusion really soon, and you'll hear all about it here on the Young Hearts Run Free podcast, son.